Dr. Naeem, is this a good or bad thing that social media has been able to infiltrate politics?
Social media is a technology, and as we know, technologies have their good sides and the dark sides, their not so good sides. So it all depends on users, and trying to understand what are the users' intentions, motivations, intentions. It's very important, and so it depends on the users and the forces that shape their motivations.
I mean, from my point of view, the single biggest thing that changes with social media is that social media was effectively designed as a tool for the empowerment of the user and giving them broadcast power. And once the individual has broadcast power, it tends to change politics, and that, I think, is what we've seen. Although, as it's often said, you know, social media can bring down systems, but it hasn't got any real capability to create something new to replace them,
right.
Which is what we've seen with the Arab Spring and the aftermath.
I was going to say the Arab Spring in some ways could have never happened 15 years ago.
No, it would not have happened without Facebook and Twitter.
Right, but neither can the recruiting of ISIS in a particular way that it is able to do on social media.
Right. I think on balance the implications are positive, but ISIS also uses social media very intelligently.
Dr. Naeem, is there a responsibility that companies like a Facebook have when they're working in countries that sort of favor oppression?
That is a very hard thing to do. It's a difficult question. The answer is yes, but it's easier said than done. The limits on that are huge. And I want to question the notion that without social media, the Arab Spring would not have happened. The drivers of the Arab Spring were not social media. Social media amplified it and empowered people and had a huge effect, but it was not the main force behind the Arab Spring.
What do you feel social media has done in terms of changing geopolitics? I mean, my argument for the Arab Spring was that it might not have had the impact that it did if it wasn't for Twitter.
As David said, social media empowers people and gives them voice and the ability to broadcast views. It also lowers the cost of coordinating collective actions, of raising money, of organizing, of energizing protesters and all that. But again, governments are becoming also media savvy. And so we see governments in Iran and in Russia and in Venezuela that are very good at managing social media and in fact are using social media to identify who are the leaders of the protests, who are the nodes that they have to hit. And so social media can be a tool, a liberation technology, but it also can be a repression technology.